Two beautiful, big, horrible in many ways, but we won 2 world wars with that attitude. And we didn't win with the woke stuff, but
I have no idea what that sound that Donald Trump just made was, and clearly neither did his crowd. Because as we will see in the rest of this video, there were several instances in which Donald Trump was so bizarre, so out of control, so harangued in the speech in Georgia that the crowd just fell silent, and we continue to see this as Donald Trump's rallies get more and more unhinged, and of course the crowd size gets smaller and smaller, but we see these hilarious and embarrassing for Donald Trump moments when we see images of the crowd with people looking side to side, shocked looks on their faces, so concerned for Donald Trump as he continues to unravel, and that is exactly what happened tonight. Donald Trump has been more deranged than ever in any instance in which he is opening his mouth, whether it be an interview, a speech, or a town hall, and it's the reason his campaign continues to spiral, and tonight was a perfect example of how much he has absolutely lost it, and we are going to get into all of that. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video and hit that subscribe button if you want to join the community that we are building on this channel. It really goes a long way and means the world to me now. Like I said, multiple instances of Donald Trump being completely unable to speak during this campaign rally and shocking his crowd. But before we get into those, I think we need to check out one of which Donald Trump was able to speak, but it kind of backfired.
you know, we got to protect our brilliant people. We got to remember that there aren't too many brilliant people around. Not too many, right, Marjorie? Marjorie knows better than anybody. There aren't too.
Oh man, the inadvertent shot at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yes, if there's someone in that crowd who knows a lot about people who aren't brilliant, it's Marjorie Taylor Greene. The first wouldn't exactly call her a Rhodes Scholar. I wouldn't give Marjorie Taylor Greene any credit under any circumstance. That is an absolute insane individual, but I don't think Donald Trump meant to take a shot at her, but it's clearly what it sounded like to me. But he doesn't know what he's saying at this point, and that's very clear when Donald Trump started talking about our military, just blabbering on in the strangest way, as he's continued to do more and more lately, as he's called for violence in the military to attack his political opponents. But before we go any further on that, let's just take a look at this clip.
Anything that's good for us, they don't want to do anything that's good for us. And you know what? They ought to be ashamed of themselves. I'm going to ask them to put on woke. Do you know this? What this is all about? We don't have a woke military, but some people think there are some people in the top. Can you put that woke military? Put it up, the Master Sergeant.
He really truly just doesn't know what he's saying anymore, does he? He's just kind of making stuff up as he goes. That's the nature of the Donald Trump rambling rally, where he's just kind of picking things out of the air. It's a little bit of Hannibal Lecter one day, a little bit of windmills, and then it's karaoke and a town hall the next. It is just absolute nonsense in which all he wants to do is share his grievance and praise himself a little bit for all the incredible things little Donald does, which is exactly what we saw, and just a bizarre clip right here.
I'm good at names. You know the names? I can't use those names too much because many of them were for Republicans. We had some beauties, but we can use Pocahontas and other people. But I said, listen, you wouldn't take them back. Sir, there seems to be a misunderstanding.
Why does he continue to do this? We always talk about how Donald Trump wants credit for things that he didn't actually do, and of course won't take accountability for the things that he did and his terrible actions and the results of them. He doesn't want to take accountability, but saying that he came up with names of things. You came up with the name caravan, the word. He's always saying that he came up with fake news, 2 words that I think existed before you, Donald. But again, he just wants credit for everything. He is a child, he is insecure, and that's why we see him continue to lash out like he did in clips like this.
Tell you what, any African American or Hispanic, and you know how well I'm doing there, that votes for Kamala, you got to have your head examined, because they are really screwed.